Hi, this is Carla Jane Osoria, student of Palawan State University, CCRD Quezon. I'm taking a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. Right now, I will be presenting a video which I took during retelling the story of the War of Crows and Owls. The War of Crows and Owls story. Once there was a huge banyan tree near a city named Mahilaropiam. It has numerous branches which were the home to a large number of crows. The king of these crows named Meghavarana. Near the banyan tree there was a huge cave, which was home of a large number of owls. Arimaradana was the king of these owls. The crows were very disappointed because the owls, as they regarded the crows as enemies, they would fly and reach the banyan tree every night, and if they succeed in catching any of crows, they attack on them and then kill them. As the crows could not see clearly in dark at night as owls, so they could do not anything to protect themselves. And as the time passed away, the number of crows began to decrease. The king of the crows was very disappointed and called his council. The council had 5 ministers named Ojivi, Sanjivi, Anujivi, Prajivi, and Chiranjivi. As they all approached the king, he said to them,
O my ministers, our enemy takes advantage of by attacking at night and succeed in killing many of us. We cannot fight them in night to protect ourselves. We cannot attack them even at daytime since we don't know about their secret place. Our enemy is very dangerous and powerful and we have to decide what to do now. Please advise me with your views.
as they all heard, they first, Ojivi said,
O king, as our enemy is very strong and determined, I advise you to make peace with such type of enemy. Peace is only solution of this problem.
Immediately Sanjivi began to advise.
O Majesty, the enemy is not only strong but cruel also. They follow new rule of war. So there is no reason to peace with such party. Let us fight in a way to gain advantage from them.
Then Anujivi advised.
My Highness, our enemy is stronger than us, so it will not be sensible to fight them. They are cruel also and have no moral values. We cannot make peace with them, so I suggest we should move to a safer place to protect ourselves.
Then Prajivi said,
O king, I advise entrenchment. We will be safe only in our own home. If we leave our place, we will never be able to return our home.
At last, Chiranjeevi said,
Let us seek the advice of our friends and defeat the enemy with their support.
After hearing all suggestions, the King of Crows was not satisfied with them. So he decided to take the advice of an old minister of his father, named Shirajivi. He said to him,
You have heard all the suggestions given by my ministers, so please suggest me the right course of action that we should take to solve this problem.
Then Shirajivi replied, Your Highness, your own ministers have given suggestions according to Niti Shastra, and their suggestions are also good, but they do not serve the situation that we have this time. Our enemy is much stronger than us. We should adopt a path of conspiracy, so you will need to send spies to find out their weak points to defeat them. The king agreed with Shirajivi and said to him to explain the whole plan. Then he explained, King, as I advise you to employ spies, our enemies also must have spies. So let us pretend that I am a conspirator, and then start cursing me with cruel words. Beat me till I bleed, and this all mislead them to believe that I am their enemy's enemy. Within this time, you all fly away to the safe Rayamaka mountain, and keep deeply well established till I join you. He continued, In the meantime, I will gain confidence with our enemies and learn about their weak points and then return to join you. Then we hit them to gain victory. Please do not worry about me, I can take care of myself. And in this way we defeat them." The king agreed with the old wise crow, and according to the plan, they immediately started quarrel. The Shirajivi used abusive language, which angered the other crows. And as the old crow continued pretending, Meghavarana hit him badly. Shirajivi started bleeding, and within no time, Meghavarana threw him down the banyan tree. After this, he said all crows to follow him, and then they all flew straight to Rayamukha mountain, where they waited for Shirajivi to return as was planned. When the old spies saw all this, they immediately informed the king of the owls about the fight. As the king heard this, he decided to attack the crows with all their strength after dark at night. At night, when the owls reached the banyan tree, they found that the crows had already left the place. Then all got very angry and started investigating the which direction the crows had flew to catch them. At the very moment, Shirajivi began to make sound slowly to attract the attention of the king of owls. As Arimadana heard the sound of the crow, he reached him in surprise after seeing him. Shirajivi started pretending and praising the king of all, and at the same time cursing Meghavarana. He said, "Sir, I know the place where they all hide themselves, and as soon as I regain my strength to fly again, I shall take you that place." Arimadharana all had council of 5 ministers named Raktaksha, Kriyuraksha, Diptaksha, Vraknasa, and Prakararana. While Rataksha, Kriyuraksha did not believe Shirajivi and wanted to kill him, but the others suggested that he might prove beneficial to us to locate the enemies. So the king of the all decided to take Shirajivi to their cave to offer him a suitable place to rest. But Shirajivi did not want to go with them to the cave as he had other plan. So he immediately requested the king to allow him to make a nest at entrance of the cave, as he did not want the other all to get aggrieved since he belonged to the enemy. Arimadharana accepted the request and permitted him to make nest. He said to other owls to take care of him. Thus they started feeding Shirajivi with a choice of foods, and within few days he regained his strength. However, one of the ministers of the king of the owls, Rataksha, learned about Nitirshastra, and he warned his king of his doubts. But all his efforts went into vain because they all fell into deaf ears. Arimadharana was totally impressed on the flattery of the Shirajivi. Finally, Rataksha and few of his followers left the cave. Within these few days, Shirajivi had gathered a lot of twigs at the entrance of the cave and pretending to make a nest there. He was very happy that Rataksha had left the place, so there is no hurdle now in his plan. He waited till noon to silently fly away to Sharayuka mountain, where all other crows waited for him. As he reached the mountain, he said to Meghavarana, "Your Majesty, my task is finished, but I do not have time enough to explain everything to you. I have collected a lot of twigs and at the entrance of the cave where the owls will live. They will easily catch fire, killing all the owls inside the cave. Please follow me with all your followers with the burning wood in your beak." As Shirajivi told them, they all immediately followed him to the entrance of the owl's cave. They dropped the pieces of the burning woods on the twigs, and suddenly the twigs caught fire, which Shirajivi collected there. As soon as the fire spread, the owls perished inside due to fire and smoke. Shirajivi had ended by constructing a funeral pyre for the owls. Thus the crows got rid from the enemy, and then they fearlessly returned to their banyan tree. And with the help of Shirajivi, Meghavarana ruled just thereafter.